Hey everybody, it's Tuesday again and time for your weekly PowerPoint. First though, I'm excited to say that classes will begin again this Wednesday evening. And that's for all ages from ages 2 years old on up. Now we're going to be doing things a little bit differently from what we have in the past, so you might want to make note. Classes are going to start at 6:30 on Wednesday nights, from 6:30 to 7:30. There's no meal involved. It's just the classes. There's no devotional ahead of time. It's just the classes. So when you get to the building, you'll go straight to your classroom, and I'm going to encourage you to get there a little before 6:30 out of courtesy to your teachers to let them be able to get started on time. Also, the teens are going to be meeting in the teen room, and then all the rest of the kids will be in the fellowship hall or classrooms in the classroom building. And the adults at 6:30, you should be in your chairs in the main auditorium, and we'll be doing a study of the Gospel of Mark in there. So it's great that we have our classes starting back again, and I hope to see all of you there tomorrow night. This past Sunday, we talked about how God created us male and female. Right there in the very beginning, God makes this very, very clear. Jesus referred back to it. Paul referred back to it. And we saw that marriage was intended by God to be one man for one woman for a lifetime. That was his intent. And that our marriages are really supposed to reflect and be a testimony to the covenant that God has with his people. We also saw that God makes it clear that sex was designed for the marriage relationship. And in fact, he calls any sex outside of marriage, he calls that a sin. And it's a sin because it's something that hurts us, it hurts others, and it hurts God, even though we may not understand how or why. And so we looked at that, and we also looked at just kind of scratching the surface on the topic of gender confusion and same-sex attraction. It's a much bigger topic than just one sermon can handle, and so I recommended a series on Right Now Media that's called Messy Grace that goes into this in a lot more detail, and so I would recommend that for you. You know, a lot of heartache and a lot of broken relationships, including broken relationships with God, come from trying to act in our own wisdom instead of doing things God's way. I was reading in Luke in my quiet time this morning, and I came across the passage where Jesus is about to enter Jerusalem for the last week of his life here on earth. And he said, right before he entered, he says, "How I wish today that you of all people would understand the way to peace. But now it's too late, and peace is hidden from your eyes." You know, if they'd only done things God's way. Jesus was lamenting over that. If you're listening to this message right now, then it's not too late for you. It's not too late for you to find God's peace, but you only find God's peace when you do things God's way. And to do that, you'll need to go back to his word in order to make sense of it all. May the Lord bless you and keep you and make his face shine upon you and give you peace.